All right, so we're heading down to Florida, and I'm wondering, where will Ron DeSantis be 2 nights before the midterm elections? Well, he's not going to be at former President Donald Trump's rally. The Florida governor did not receive an invitation to Trump's Get Out the Vote event featuring Senator Marco Rubio in Miami. And the snub speaks to this growing tension between the two GOP leaders leading up to the 2024 presidential election. So let's check out Trump's statement announcing the rally in support of Rubio, someone he has publicly dissed and disrespected numerous times in the past. President Donald J. Trump, 45th president of the United States, hosts a Get Out the Vote rally in support of endorsed candidate and special guest, Senator Marco Rubio in Florida, where his 2022 endorsement record is currently undefeated, 19-0. Notably, a Trump advisor told Politico that DeSantis, who is also running for re-election in the November midterm, is not attending the rally. Oh yeah, so it's very interesting how we never really kind of evolved past high school and whether we get invites, but I think this might signal a little something more. Cenk, what is it saying to you?
Yeah, it says a lot to me, but first, as you paused on Get Out in the rally, first of all, I thought Get Out. Then I thought that they were gonna have a Get Out of Jail Free card rally, which I think could actually kind of also be fitting. And I was like, oh, get out the vote, right, got it. So now guys, this is a super interesting story because for some reason, there's a lot of people convinced that Donald Trump's definitely not going to run. I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't see a hint of that. I see him coming like a freight train towards the Republican primaries. And if he goes in there, do you think he's gonna tolerate any dissent, anyone running against him? No, he's going to be vicious to them. And we've talked on this show about whether Ron DeSantis can stand up to that. And so far our conclusion is a resounding no. And so this is Donald Trump basically marking his territory, if you will. Saying here, 2 days before the election, DeSantis, you got an election coming up? No, I'm urinating in this corner here. It's mine, okay? And I'm taking all the attention and I'm not inviting you, okay? And this is not remotely subtle. I love how sometimes, I don't know what's wrong with mainstream media, I don't know what's wrong with their heads, but they're like, oh, this is, how do you read the tea leaves? There's no tea leaves, he didn't invite him, and Ron DeSantis is like literally crying about it, he's super hurt. We got more details on that for you guys.
Yeah, and I agree with you about marking territory because I think Donald Trump kind of has a leg up when it comes to Florida. No pun intended with the whole peeing on things, but it's kind of like, yeah, so well, yeah, I guess. But really, can Ron DeSantis flex like Trump can? Trump has had a search warrant served on him in Florida. What's Ron DeSantis got? Like, come on, like this is what Donald Trump feels like is his home territory. And so I could definitely see him boxing out. But when it comes to whether he or Ron are willing to admit that they're butt hurt by each other, I don't know if that's the case because DeSantis's camp, it definitely is none too pleased with Trump's seemingly impromptu party. And they're letting people know about it. We know this for Politico. The apparent snub angered some people within DeSantis's orbit who complained that the Florida governor's team was not informed of the rally prior to Trump's announcing it. The timing of the Trump and Rubio event means any campaign event DeSantis holds that day won't get as much attention during the all-important final stretch of the 2022 midterms. And some of the governor's team members, they expressed their fury using all sorts of little adjectives. Well, we know this. You've got the Sunday before election day totally hijacked by Trump parachuting in on Trump Force One, taking up the whole day, said a longtime Republican consultant who was close to the governor. No Republican could go to a DeSantis event that day, none. And DeSantis won't be here. This is big. Another person who is influential in DeSantis's world said it was an elbow to Ron's throat and blamed Trump advisors. Oh my goodness, I swear, these people do not have enough oppression. The thought that they are now making this into some kind of little violent metaphor. It's like, give me a break. The privilege here is just so utterly high. But it is kind of fun watching these privileged men get all butt hurt and in these positions where they're engaging in these antics. Cenk, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Donald Trump had one more super direct thing about this that we're gonna get to involving Megyn Kelly. But on this front, don't ask DeSantis if he's hurt, dog. he's hurt. Because, I mean, his advisors are talking about elbow to the throat. And if you were wondering who's more powerful, well, DeSantis's people just told you if Trump is having an event in his state, nobody will come to a DeSantis event. So there's no point in him having one. And he feels like they hijacked the day 2 days before the election. Well, you just told us you're his beta. Because if you were the alpha, you would have an event and you wouldn't invite Trump and nobody would go to Trump's event. But now that's clearly not the case. So I'm afraid Trump's gonna take this clip and put it on his platform. But I'm just doing political analysis for you guys. Obviously, I despise Donald Trump. But right now, I don't really think there's a question anymore as to who's the top dog. And Trump is gonna make sure that DeSantis knows it. And this is the moment where DeSantis could fight back, but he ain't going to because he's scared of him.
Yeah, exactly. He's just having his minions get out there, not release their names, but complain. And instead, of course, Donald Trump is not trying to play it cool. He's not playing politics. He's putting it all there out on the streets. One Trump advisor said that there's no bad blood between the two, both leading potential 2024 presidential between the leading potential 2024 presidential candidates. Sources told CNN, however, that Trump has complained about DeSantis and indicated he was ungrateful to Trump, who believes he is responsible for DeSantis' success in 2018. And Trump is not hiding his true feelings or trying to play politics again. Late Wednesday, the 76-year-old future felon, I would say, he took to social media to throw fuel on the fire. The former president shared a video from Dave Rubin's recent podcast dismissing DeSantis' chances against Trump in a potential presidential face-off. Is that right?
I just don't think anybody else could win if Trump runs. So, and
Really? So you think if they got on a stage, you don't think that DeSantis is crafty enough or stands enough? Really? Interesting.
No, I don't even think that a little. I think Trump sucks up all the energy in every room, no matter what. And even someone as skilled as a politician and smart policy-wise as DeSantis can't overcome that. He can't. You really think the hardcore MAGA is gonna abandon Trump for DeSantis? They're not. They like DeSantis, but they don't think it's his turn. They think Trump was screwed out of his last election, that he was screwed out of his first term by all the craziness, the Russiagate and so on. And they think he is entitled. He deserves another shot at it. Like the hardcore Trump faithful is unshakable. They like DeSantis, but they would never cross Trump for him. And they think that DeSantis owes his political career to Trump.
Yep, that's right. And Trump went ahead and pushed that out on his Truth Social account with the quote saying, "I agree." Yeah, that seems like it's totally right up Trump's alley to make sure that people know where he stands as it concerns DeSantis. Cenk.
So look, where's the confusion? I don't know why people are still having a debate about this. No, Trump is saying you better not run, DeSantis. And if you do, I'll destroy you. He's saying, yeah, if we run, I'm gonna kick his ass. I agree. Where's the vague part? There's nothing vague about that at all, right? So that is super clear. Now, as to whether Megyn Kelly's right, yeah. So look, I'm no fan of Megyn Kelly. I loathe Donald Trump. She's no fan of Donald Trump. Nonetheless, her political analysis in this rare case is 100% correct. And so everybody who's living in La La Land, in an alternate reality where everything's just gonna be fine and the Republicans are gonna go back to being normal, wakey, okay? So Donald Trump is very likely to come back and he is very likely to win the primary. And then God help us, I hope the Democrats know what they're doing. And as I say that sentence, I worry for the entire country. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.